All right, so fellas, one thing we talked about in a different video, I thought we could talk about again, is just kind of the dynamic between spouses. I don't think a lot of people really go that hard for their spouse. Yeah. With that, I mean they're not really. People are together, but they're not really down for each other. You can't. When you decide that you're gonna be in a relationship, or you make a vow before God that you're gonna be married and all of this stuff. Part of that is not just saying a lot of times we hear is I'm gonna be faithful. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, but that ain't it.
But that ain't everything.
Yeah, that ain't it.
You gotta also have that person's back and be down for that person. I think that's one major thing that's lacking in relationships that even leads to the infidelity and all that other stuff that people worry about a little bit more than even worry about is this person really going hard for me or not.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that?
Yeah, I heard I'm seeing people talk about people's spouse in front of them.
Yeah.
And I be thinking, how they know they can talk about that person's spouse in that kind of a way in front of them and you not say shit? That's a problem.
Oh, like say something bad?
You
took the words out of my mouth.
You can't be judging.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I'll break your goddamn neck. They should know better to say in the way you say it.
Right,
so
right,
they can say something that may be, observant or something, but not in a negative way. So you gotta be able to have your spouse back when they're not there.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to stand up for them when they're there.
Definitely.
And you gotta have their back.
And people should be able to look at you in the relationship between you and your spouse and know your spouse is off limits when it comes to negative shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing if it's about like an honest critique or constructive criticism. But if you just want to walk up to me and talk some shit about my spouse, you got your.
It's a fucking problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Now we got a problem.
And I believe a spouse or significant other should have the person's back when they have ideas. Like they shouldn't be quick to swat down ideas or whatever dreams that they have. I think that enough people don't get behind each other and push one another forward.
Yeah, I think a big reason for that, for both of those things, is that a lot of times people don't actually like each other. Like my homie Steve said something today on Facebook.
I was gonna say you about to put homie Steve out there.
No, Steve put it out there on Facebook. I ain't gonna say his last name and all that.
Yeah.
But Steve is one of those guys who's kind of an open book when he talks about his divorce and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one thing he was saying that I thought was so dope that me and my wife talk about all the time too is he was saying he was talking to his daughter about him and his ex-wife and everything, and he was saying he was talking about liking each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you wouldn't want to be friends with the person, if
Right.
y'all wasn't married, then y'all shouldn't be together.
Right.
Because
And that's real shit. Like when you evaluating anybody watching the video or whatever they might come across or whatever, if you evaluate the person that you with, even if you're just dating that person, when you think about it, even if y'all wasn't dating or y'all wasn't married or anything, would you honestly want to be friends with this person?
Yeah, that's really huge because the whole the shits and giggles at the beginning, the butterflies and all that's temporary.
Your face.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's going to be about true compatibility, true friendship, true partnership,
Definitely.
and having a common interest and actually putting each other first. You know what I mean? Putting each other first and putting your household, your children, your mission, your family first, and giving some benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? That's just the whole.
Yeah, because how the hell, honestly, can you build a life with somebody you don't want to hang around? That don't even make any sense. If you can't be friends with, like you said, if you can't be friends, you can't sit down and have conversations, meaningful conversations about shit that you want to do in your life or your life.
Yeah.
How the hell you gonna be friends?
Right.
I can't stand being around you.
That's one of those things you have to evaluate in the dating phase. Because
Yeah.
once you start getting married, then you're just trying to hold on to that marriage. And you start saying stupid shit like, I'm going to save this marriage and all that. It's too fucking late. Y'all don't even fucking like each other.
But a lot of times too in these relationships, I think a lot of times people are selfish.
Yeah. Definitely. That's the biggest thing.
And self-centered. And we in a society where everything is me, 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 me. So let's say your significant other or wife has something that she shows interest in, but you have no interest in it whatsoever. A lot of times, and I got friends, and I've witnessed this, they're like, I ain't have no parts of that. I'm cool, that ain't my thing.
Yeah, you gotta support that.
You gotta support. I mean, it's just
But
like it's
you
the
gotta
same
support
thing.
It's your wife's dream.
You love her.
know what I mean?
So
Right.
even if it's a stupid hobby and she asks you to do it every now and then, I love my daughter to death. I don't fucking like having tea parties.
Right. Do you have tea
But
parties?
guess what?
Hell
I
yeah.
have tea parties. Because that's what you do with people that you love and that you care about.
Right. If your wife want to start a damn makeup business, you don't wear makeup, but you got to support the business. You got to be there. Hey, baby, what you need me to do? You need me to drop off. You need me to print some labels, whatever the hell it is.
But that's part of the problem with this society here. Everybody is so self-centered.
Everything's about me. I don't want
you
that.
gotta really have the benefit of the doubt. You gotta assume, like in arguments, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most arguments come from you taking something I said the wrong way.
Right.
You know, so you have to assume that I love you and I wasn't trying to hurt you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can't have that type of relationship, if the first thing either one of you thinks every time something is heard in the wrong way, is that
you said that to me.
Now, if
Something like
that's
that.
the type of relationship y'all got, then that's a problem.
Right.
If y'all go for the jugular when shit, you know, when you get upset, you got to put boundaries and limits on your.
And you know what?
Remember that time when your dick was stinking? Remember that?
And you know what? That's the reason why me and my wife don't argue.
Yeah.
If I fuck up, guess what? Babe,
I fucked up.
You know what?
Yeah.
I know I did some stupid shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do stupid shit sometimes. I'm a
All the
man.
time, probably once a week.
So, do you think I would purposely
Exactly.
do that to you?
Yeah.
I apologize. This is exactly how I
You
tell
gotta be
her.
able to say,
I apologize from the bottom of my heart. That was fucking stupid. But you best believe next week I'm not gonna do the same thing.
And that's the thing.
If I
too,
do,
though.
I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you that I'm gonna try.
That's the thing too, though.
People need to
Apologizing means not doing the same.
Right. But people
over
need
and
to
over
understand that a lot more.
Yeah.
That that's all you got to do. You can't. What I want to tell her is I can't defend bullshit.
Yeah.
If I do something that I know is wrong and it hurt your feelings and you got mad at me, I can't get mad at you for getting mad at me.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know, that's just
Are
not.
you mad at me? Well, fuck you then.
Right, fuck you for being mad at me even because I did some stupid shit that hurt your feelings. How that even sound?
And you can't tell another person, like, I heard people get in arguments and be like, but that shouldn't have hurt your feelings. It don't matter what you think.
Right.
They're
Right.
my feelings.
Right.
I said you hurt my feelings.
Right.
Just fucking apologize and let's move on.
And agreeing to disagree is actually understanding that you don't agree.
Right.
A lot of people don't get.
We're not the same
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. That agreeing to disagree means I really don't agree with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
of
A lot of
argument.
people-
I'm sick of talking to you about
a
this
lot
shit.
of people think that agreeing to disagree means that at some point we're gonna see it the same way.
We don't have to.
You know, no, you don't have to. We have to understand that that's how you feel. This is how I feel. You know
And
what
that's
I mean?
okay.
Yeah, and that's fine.
You gotta be
don't have
comfortable
to
with that
feel
being
about it
okay.
The same way that I
Right.
feel about it.
Now let me
You know
ask
what
y'all:
I'm
do y'all think it's okay for a couple to be together, married, cohabitating, whatever, and you split the bills down the middle?
What do you mean? split?
I don't.
All right, we
Okay.
all right,
Yeah.
babe. The rent is $800.
Yeah.
Car notes.
I mean,
is
all the bills you split down the middle?
500. This
Nah, we don't
is
do it like that.
2,000.
Right.
So at the beginning of the month,
Give me
you need to have
$1,000.
1,000. I need to have 1,000.
Nah, I just pay bills. She just pay bills.
Yeah. Well, I personally
Yes.
think I think that's a recipe for disaster.
Personally,
I
do
think that's a
do as
recipe
well.
for disaster because life don't really work that way,
Mhm.
and I think it also limits your ability to grow as a relationship, not just on the intimate and emotional level, but the fact that you can't really invest together.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You can't sit up and like, you know y'all know how investments go.
Mhm.
Sometimes you're gonna go balls in. Sometimes you're gonna put your hand in.
Right,
When you
right.
gotta go balls in, if you're not gonna go balls in with me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then we can't grow to the degree that we can grow. If we got 20 grand in the bank and we need 18 right now,
Mm-hmm.
and you like, well, 9 of that is mine, or 10
Right,
of that
right.
is mine.
That's a problem.
So all you got is 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That not only is that going to stop us from being able to grow, that's also going to make me halfway hate your ass for stopping me
Right.
from being able to
Just
grow.
opportunity. So
Yeah.
now she on the phone with her
Fuck
mama
that
like, well,
opportunity.
Ed fucked his money up. I don't
Yeah.
know what he's going to do about the rent.
Yeah.
And I want to say something. Well, I want to cut it off. But before it's, I know we got a short period of time on this one. Go hard also means go hard against all odds. when I say all odds, that means against extended family.
I mean, when you're in a relationship like that, it should be us against
the world.
everybody.
But yeah, I know y'all have seen it. Like I have seen it. Sometimes in some relationships, families divide relationships.
Yeah, well, you gotta decide that your first and foremost family is your wife.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your wife's opinion comes before your mother's,
right,
your sisters, or anybody else who got something to say.
If you even if you're a religious person, especially if you're a religious person, you're going against your beliefs. If you're a Christian, like most black people are, they say God, spouse, then your spouse. Yeah. I don't know what come after that. Football. but
that's a problem.
I don't really remember what come after that. But I know that's the order.
Yeah.
And that's
so
if
you let your mama come in and say he's doing some bullshit or he doing this or he ain't doing this and all this, you're going against what you believe. And that's a whole nother topic, but most people say they subscribe to a certain set of beliefs, but they don't really subscribe to those beliefs.
I want to expound on that, but that'll take us way out of the spectrum of what we're talking about. That church thing. It'll take it too far on the other side, so I don't want to talk about
the validity of it and all of that, but I think it's truth in a lot of different places, regardless of what you believe or not. And I think that's real. If you're in a relationship and y'all signed up for it to be us against the world, it really needs to be y'all against the world.
Yeah, and I think, a mission is important. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Having something, actual growth. I think a lot of relationships go stagnant because there's no growth there. And if you're not growing together, then because you're going to grow. That's the thing.
Right, you're going to grow.
And if you're not growing together, if you're not supporting her dreams, because what happens when you don't support her dream, or she doesn't support yours, and it takes off, then now I outgrew you.
Right.
As opposed to our dream, even though it was your baby, you know what I'm saying? Our dream can grow as a unit because we support each other's dreams to the point that it don't matter whose dream takes flight.
Right.
It's still ours.
Just like when we got married, my wife was an event planner. She decided that she wanted to put her event planning on the back burner for my businesses. Mm-hmm. Now she'll tell anybody in the world, I believe in my husband, I go hard, I believe in him, I'm not fucking with y'all. I'll do anything to make sure that his dream is a reality. And that's dope shit, but I think that's how all relationships is.
Yeah. Because they don't work like that.
Even if it's the other, I mean, that's how they should be.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, but even if it's the other way around, where your woman has a dream and all of that stuff, if you don't support it, that nigga Wallace from The Office is gonna support it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He the one that's gonna be giving her that. You remember on Martin?
Right. I know you're talking about. I'm gonna say Wallace. But Wallace is there while she shoe shopping.
But he's gonna be right. He's gonna be the one that's saying, you know what, you can do that and all that. Now she's gonna start resenting you and all of that, which might even be for the best because y'all wasn't on the same page to believe in each other in the first place.
Absolutely.
That is a problem.
So that's important.
Yeah, so ultimately, then on an emotional level, that's a whole other thing. I think we gotta, men have to take into account emotions a lot more and not analyze everything from
where everything has to make sense to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So that you can actually, you're not gonna understand it, but you can understand it.
I had to work on that.
Yeah, and
that's
the hard one.
I used to always say, why you always get mad at me about stupid shit?
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, stop saying that.
Yeah, because it just feels the fire. Right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta actually.
It's not stupid to her. It's not stupid to her.
Note to self: do not say that shit ever again.
And don't say, quit being a crybaby. That's a bad one too.
Yeah, that's bad. That's
quit being a crybaby.
That's borderline abuse. You need some help.
Yeah. And especially if you come from different paths and different challenges in life, right? So, like, one of the issues I had was my life was much more difficult as a child, right? So, shit wasn't serious to me. This wasn't a big deal to me.
I've always been like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's a lot of shit I don't care about.
I done been through some shit. So this little shit is nothing. But that doesn't really do anything for your relationship because it's something to her. You know what I mean? So you gotta take that into account and be.
Her childhood was different.
And also even understanding, we took a relationship class before we got married, and one thing they talked about was childhood wounds.
Yeah.
And realizing that people might have challenges that they did face that might affect them as adults when they were children, and trying to understand those and understand why that makes this person who they are right now.
Yeah.
And not tripping on them because of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
All of that is pretty deep, man. Relationships ain't easy, but at the end of the day, I think if two people are committed
Yeah.
to being down for each other, they can. But when you're trying to be singular
Yeah.
and plural at the same time,
Yeah,
it just don't work like that.
You gotta put all that pride aside.
You gotta, your loyalty gotta be to your spouse,
And the thing about pride
or
is
your
that
mother and dad, and
as long as it's y'all two in a relationship, pride don't have a place.
Definitely.
Pride happens when when everybody knows your shit and now you don't want to look a certain way.
Right.
Who are you going to look a certain way to if you keep your shit between you and your wife?
Definitely.
Your wife. You know what I mean? You're submitting to and for her. So it's not like you can be embarrassed. You did it as a favor for your relationship and for your woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when everybody knows your shit, now you a bitch. Because you just, you know what I mean? So it's about keeping your relationship between you and yours.
Not caring about the streets and all of that stuff.
everybody gotta know when you mad and all that bullshit.
Yeah, and that too. Keep that shit.
Yeah, them Facebook
at the
rants and
house.
shit
Yeah,
like that.
God.
Why does everybody know you mad?
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
That's why you get people sliding in your DM. Oh, she mad at that.
Right,
nigga.
right.
Watch this right here.
I know when motherfuckers writing happy shit most of the time, they on the rocks.
Right.
All of a sudden they going hard as hell for their relationship.
Right.
You know, I don't even put all that shit on Facebook.
And it's always that nigga trail right there, like, oh, I'm fucking.
Uh-huh.
They beefing
Hey,
right
baby,
now.
you okay? You need to go out for a drink.
Right. I'm gonna catch her at the bar or something, and I'm sliding in. They don't need to know all of that stuff.